Good morning students. In today's video we will start our next topic, that is composition scheme under GST. कंपोजिशन स्कीम को इंट्रोड्यूस करें तो इसमें द पर्पस ऑफ कंपोजिशन स्कीम इज़ टू ईज द कंप्लायंस बर्डन ऑफ स्मॉल बिजनेस। जीएसटी में नॉर्मली जो कंप्लायंसेस हैं उनसे स्मॉल बिजनेसेस को रिलैक्सेशन मिल जाता है अंडर द कंपोजिशन स्कीम। Composition scheme will make the procedure hassle-free and beneficial to the dealer who does not make B2B, that is business-to-business transaction supplies to the registered person. Scheme is optional to the registered taxable person. It is at the choice of the taxable person. They may opt for this scheme or they may not. Normally, shopkeepers, small traders and small-scale manufacturers are best suited for this scheme. Now, the meaning of the composition scheme. This is defined under section 10. The composition levy is an alternative method of levy of tax designed for small taxpayers whose turnover is up to rupees 1.5 crore. Or rupees 75 lakhs in case of northeastern states and Himachal Pradesh. Composition scheme has also been introduced for the services and mixed goods and services. उस केस में annual turnover should be 50 lakh in the preceding financial year. The only benefit is that the small taxpayers can get rid of tedious GST formalities which otherwise has to be fulfilled, and they are supposed to pay GST at a fixed rate of turnover, which makes their working easy. However, the goods like ice cream and other edible ice, whether or not containing cocoa, pan masala, evil goods like tobacco and manufactured tobacco substitute, and aerated drinks are not included in this definition. Next, we are looking the rates of tax under composition scheme. First, manufacturers. Manufacturers other than the manufacturers of such goods as may be notified by the government. इसमें 0.5% ऑफ द टर्नओवर इन द स्टेट और यूनियन टेरिटरी जो कि SGST होगा, सिमिलरली 0.5% से ही CGST लगेगा. Second, suppliers making supplies referred in the clause B of the paragraph 6 of schedule second. इसमें 2.5% of the turnover in the state or union territory SGST होगा और CGST भी 2.5% होगा. Next, any other supplier eligible for composition levy, उसको 0.5% देना पड़ेगा ऑफ द टर्नओवर इन द रिस्पेक्टिव स्टेट. Similarly, 0.5% of the CGST will have to be paid. So these are the fixed rate of tax which is to be paid by the suppliers opting for the composition levy. ये benefit उनको बड़ा रहता है that they are supposed to pay tax by one rate only. Next, we are looking at the main part, that is the conditions and restrictions for composition levy, rule number 5 of CGST rules. The person opting for composition shall comply with the following. ना तो वो कैजुअल टैक्सेबल पर्सन होना चाहिए, ना ही नॉन रेजिडेंट टैक्सेबल पर्सन होना चाहिए. If a person has opted for composition from the appointed day, then the goods held in stock by him on the appointed day have not been purchased in the course of interstate trade or commerce, or imported into India, or received from his branch situated outside the state, or from his agent or principal outside the state. यानी कहने का मतलब है कि ना तो वो इंटर स्टेट सप्लाईज का पार्ट होना चाहिए, ना इम्पोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट का पार्ट होना चाहिए. Next, goods held in stock have not been purchased from an unregistered person, and where purchased, tax has been paid under reverse charge. Next, he shall pay tax under reverse charge on inward supplies received from unregistered person. He was not engaged in the manufacture of notified goods during the preceding financial year. ये necessary है next condition that he shall mention words like composition taxable person not eligible to collect tax on supplies at the top of the bill of supply issued by him. Similarly, he shall mention the words composition taxable person on every notice or signboard displayed at the prominent place at his place of business and every additional place. Registered person who has opted for composition may not file fresh intimation every year and may continue to pay tax under composition. So these are the necessary conditions to be followed by the taxpayers who are opting for the composition levy scheme. However, a person may switch to normal scheme if aggregate turnover exceeds the limit of turnover, जो कि अभी हमने थोड़ी देर पहले पढ़ी 1.5 करोड़ in other states and 75 lakhs for the northeastern states and Himachal Pradesh. Next, we are discussing advantages and disadvantages of composition scheme. As is visible on your screen, the advantages include, of course, जो अभी तक हमने डिस्कस किया, lesser compliance फॉलो करनी होती हैं, जिसमें returns, maintaining books of record and issuance of invoices is lesser in number. Similarly, limited tax liability by paying the tax at a single rate, and as well as high liquidity as tax rate are at a lower end. नेक्स्ट वी आर डिस्कसिंग डिसएडवांटेजेस. अ लिमिटेड टेरिटरी ऑफ बिजनेस, क्योंकि हमने कंडीशंस में देखा इंटर स्टेट सप्लाईज पे ये एप्लीकेबल नहीं है. नो इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट अवेलेबल टू कंपोजिशन डीलर्स, एज वेल एज द टैक्स पेयर विल नॉट बी एलिजिबल टू सप्लाई to the unregistered persons. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of composition levy. However, for the small businesses, the advantages are many and they can opt for composition levy scheme. Thank you.